I came here because my choice was simple. Live or die.
My species is dying.
Why are you telling me this?
You are vital to the mission.
Go. Take him. Now.
We've seen a great NBA final so far. Stack, do you think Golden State ends it in 6 or Boston forces a 7?
My pick from the beginning was Golden State in 6, so I think they'll close out this series on the road.
There's no better place to feel the action of the NBA Finals than DraftKings Sportsbook. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on either team to win the game and get $150 in free bets instantly. It's that simple.
You can also bet on the finals with the same game parlays. Stay tuned later this week to see who we win with the All the Smoke same game parlay. Let's get this money together.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code SMOKE, bet $5 on any pro basketball team, and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code SMOKE at DraftKings Sportsbook. Game 6 Clay could be in Boston. What do you see?
Mandatory. Game 6 Clay. He finished off some big shots at the end of Game 5. We will see Game 6 Clay. He's going to have a big game. I say 35 points or better.
Ooh, shit. Welcome back to What's Burning. Jack, we're almost at the finish line. We just watched the dope Game 5 last night. The Warriors were able to escape with the victory. Celtics came out flat in the first half. Warriors brought that energy. Celtics 9 turnovers in the first half, missed 12 straight threes at one point. But, Jack, if you were to just look at the stats and see that Steph was 0 for 9 and only had 16 points, the Warriors shot under 25% from the three, and Jason Tatum had his best statistically shooting percentage in Game 5, you would think that Boston would be going home to wrap it up in Game 6. But the depth of Golden State seemed to be too much. What did you see in this game?
Well, I think this was also Draymond's best game. You know, he affected the game in so many ways last game, and it wasn't with his antics. It wasn't in a negative way. I think Draymond was a big factor in that game that people are not really talking about. He had his impact on that game tremendously. I just think for the most part they weathered the storm. You know, they and that's what you got to do at home. You know, great teams like Boston are gonna make runs. You know, they got great players that's gonna make shots. And Wiggins was big, of course. I think he's coming into his own. Finally, he's starting to find himself in the NBA and be the player that everybody expected. You know I was hard on him early, but this is the player that I knew he could be, being drafted number 1. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, man, for doing his thing. You know, he's in the running for MVP the way he's been playing in this series. I'm not surprised that they won because they were at home, and that's where the confidence that when Steph is not having a bad game, that's where the team plays their best. He can't do that on the road. He can't do that Game 6. The last game in Boston, Steph had a great game, and that's why they was able to pull that out. I'd rather him play great on the road than at home because the other players are more confident at home and not experienced on the road like Steph is. He used to making big shots on the road. So if he's gonna have another big game, let it be on the road.
I know, I completely agree with you. The Celtics bench was non-existent yesterday. Jordan Poole was big, and then also GP too. Shout out, man, the journey he's had in this playoff run to be able to bounce back and be an important member of a championship caliber team in the finals after the crazy injury he had is great. So him and Poole are both in double digits. Clay played well. But, yeah, Andrew Wiggins has been great. You know, the game before last, I think he had 17 and 16. This game he leads all scorers and rebounds with 26 and 13. He's played great, and not just his numbers. I mean, he's done a great job of defense. I mean, Tatum is one of the most elite scorers we have in this game, and he's just been making it tough, fighting over screens, under screens, double teaming, long active arms, being in the passing lanes. Andrew Wiggins is, to me, I don't want to be a prisoner in the moment, so I still think Steph is leading the Finals MVP voting, but Andrew Wiggins is, to me, is right there. So, great team win, and we all know about Game 6 Clay. We'll see if there's a Game 6 Clay headed out to Boston because you had Golden State in 6, so it's lining up just how you said it.
Let's get it.
Jack, headed to Game 6 Thursday night. Golden State looks to close out, get their first title in 4 years, which hasn't really been that long, which is crazy. Celtics hadn't lost back-to-back games in the playoffs. That ended. They've been a little up and down. Teams have been able to go into Boston and win. So the Celtics are going to have to really come with it. I was someone under the impression that, I don't think you're going to be able to stop Steph, try to slow everyone else down. Boston did a great job of just denying Steph, double teaming them, being physical with them, making it tough for him, running him off the three-point line. And again, his supporting cast really stepped up. So going into game 6, Boston's magic number, I forgot their exact number, but when they stay under 15 turnovers, like their winning percentage is ridiculous. Last night, I think they had 18. Golden State scored in the paint at will, and then obviously got their three-point shooters going towards the end of the game. What do you see and what do you expect in game 6?
Well, Boston is in a position they've never been in. They never lost 2 games in a row, especially in this point of the season. They got some recalibrating to do. We know what Tatum's going to bring, but he hasn't been playing his best at home either. So, for the most part, man, Boston just got to come out and try to be the more physical team. They got to really take this game because I know one thing. One of those 2 shooters in Golden State going to have a big game. I don't know if it's Clay. I don't know if it's Steph. They fuck around beat both of them. You know what I'm saying? Then Boston going to really be up shit creek with no paddle. So, I feel like they just got to come out and take this game, whatever it takes, Matt. I don't know if it's going to be rebounding, defense, scoring. I don't know what it is. But the find-a-way attitude has to show up for Boston because this is a must-win or go home.
Well, I think it has to be the others, Jack. Most likely, whether it's a good shooting percentage or not, Tatum is going to be up in the high 20s. Jaylen Brown is going to be probably his number, and he has the ability to go off. But Marcus Smart has been very consistent, but I think outside of those 3 guys, they haven't got consistent scoring from anyone. Horford came out the gate strong. White has shot the ball well in some games. Grant Williams throughout the playoffs has had a few big scoring games. But none of those guys that I just mentioned have been consistent in the finals, and that's the one thing with the Warriors is the Warriors their other players haven't consistently scored the ball very well. But here they are 1 win away from the finals, and that's because they have so many scores. So like you said, we haven't even seen Steph and Clay go off in the same game. Right. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see what they can do to extend it another game. But they're definitely going to have to come with it, come out the gate strong, and they most likely will at home. Boston's golden number for turnovers is 16, Jack. Last night they had 18. When they're over 16, they're 1-7. When they keep it under 16, they're 13-2. So that's definitely something we'll watch heading into game 6 as the Warriors are 1 win away from capturing their 4th title with this group, which is very impressive. Switching gears, obviously we've been talking a lot about their offense, but what do you feel like has been working on the defensive end for Golden State?
Man, I think, for the most part, the switching has been good. I think they got to do a better job of boxing out. I think Steph got to play way better defense, man. He just, he's really playing that Olay defense, letting the guy go by him and just putting his hands up, trying not to foul. They got to compete a little better. I mean, I think what Draymond is doing is really big for the team, man, because he's competing everywhere, guarding everybody he can. He's really helping when he ain't supposed to. I remember one play last night I was watching the game, and Steph was at the bottom, and we both know the bottom guy comes over and help. Draymond beat him up because Steph was over there asleep. So they putting a lot of pressure on Draymond. He's stepping up to the challenge, but as a team, I think guys like Steph and Poole, they got to take more of a challenge instead of playing that token defense.
Well, those are the 2 guys I feel like Boston has made an effort to attack is getting Steph or Poole in a switch. And Steph is, prone to foul trouble sometimes. But I thought, for the most part, Steph was moving his feet last game. There's a few where he slipped up, but he was definitely moving. And I thought Poole competed, harder on the defensive end. But I completely agree. I think those 2 guys, if they can somewhat hold their own on the defensive end, they should be champs sooner than later.
Lights out.
Man, the season is almost over. Off-season moves have started to happen already. My former teammate, JaMychal Green, was traded from Denver to Oklahoma City for a protected 2027 first-round pick from the Thunder and a 30th pick in next month's draft and 2 future seconds. The Thunder, that organization does a great job stacking picks. They have the 2nd, the 12th, and the 34th pick this year. And the Nuggets have 2 picks in the first round, 21 and 30. In your opinion, Jack, winners or losers in this trade? Or is this just, free agency is kind of kicking in?
It's kicking in, but the Nuggets need a more powerful guard at that position. A guy that can do a little bit more. And I think that's what they're opening that spot up for. They can find somebody in the second round or find somebody at the end of the first round that they can trade for that can stand in that position to play big minutes along with Jokic, and they might be getting their star back at Murray as well.
Yeah, Murray should definitely be back. I remember talking to him at the beginning of the playoffs versus Golden State, and he said he was close. So hopefully no holdbacks this summer happen, and we can get a healthy Jamal Murray back next year. DeAndre Ayton and the Suns' relationship seems to be over, and I don't blame it. I heard dude didn't want to play, and if you don't want to play in the playoffs, bro, we can't play together. So I think the Suns have had it. They're looking to actually sign and trade Ayton. Two-part question: what team do you think he fits? And is paying max money for a center these days outside of, maybe three guys, Karl Anthony Towns, Jokic, and Embiid. Is that a smart move to have maxed out centers? That used to be the signature of the NBA. Now it's obviously more of a guard-oriented league. Those two questions, Jack. What team, and do you think maxing out a center is a good move in the league in today's NBA?
Yeah, I think Ayton can deserve max money, especially in the East when they're giving it to John Collins. I think he can come to Atlanta and really be a good help, a good second player behind Young, behind him. I think Atlanta would be a great fit for him because they only have one star here. Ayton can come here and be a star. They gave Collins the money, and Collins just hasn't been the player that they expected here in Atlanta. So Trae Young is a big-time star, first-team All-NBA. I think if they can get a guy like Ayton here, and Ayton get a new start, Matt, a lot of times a new start is all some guys need.
Right.
And Ayton is not no scrub. He can play this game.
No,
so
not by any means.
If he can come here to Atlanta and get his love back and be along Trae, they can make some noise.
I think Ayton is very talented. I question his maturity. And then also, let's not forget, again, not taking anything away from Ayton, but how special CP is with the ability to make his bigs better and get his bigs paid. But I think the guy you mentioned, Trae Young is one of those point guards who's a hell of a scorer, but also makes his team better. So I do agree. I think that would be a good fit. As far as guys getting maxed, I'm all for guys getting maxed. I mean, get as much money as you can. Is it the right thing to do in this kind of climate? Who knows? But shit, if you can get it, get it. Period.
Right.
Our brother Rasheed Wallace coming to LA. Jack, you need to come out here too. You need to get on that staff. Get you in all the smoke apartment out here. He'll be in that locker room along Darvin Ham. Do you feel this hire will benefit the Lakers, but in particular Anthony Davis? What kind of fire can he light under Anthony Davis's ass?
Man, I think you can answer this question for both of us because I know we're going to agree. Having Rasheed in the locker room is just as important as having Ham as the coach. And there's no disrespect to Darvin Ham. It's just that I know what Rasheed brings, and I know what these young guys respect and what they need. I'm around these young guys at the Allen Iverson Classic every year, and I know a lot of young guys in the league, and I know what they respect. They don't respect somebody that didn't. You can't tell the player to play a game a certain way, and you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect that no more because these kids are actually in the gym putting in that work because they looked up to guys like Kobe and Bron and stuff like that. So you got to really walk it how you talk it these days for these youngsters. And Rasheed is one of those guys. And for Anthony Davis, it's going to make Anthony Davis a better player, a hungrier player. It's going to make him appreciate the game and hold himself accountable because Rasheed going to hold him accountable every play, every practice, every possession. You know what I mean? So Rasheed is one of those guys I love being there with Anthony Davis. This is going to be my last point because Rasheed never got his just due. And he was one of the best power forwards to ever play the game. So his passion and hunger for the game and not getting his just due is still giving him a level of love for the game that a lot of people don't have. So I'm glad he's in that position.
Skill-wise, Rasheed could easily have been the greatest power forward. Obviously, that's no disrespect to Tim Duncan, Dirk, KG, whoever else you have up there with C. Webb, but she was just as skilled, just as good. It had a stretch center that at 7 feet tall shot the ball above his head. She
Both
was cold
hands.
as a motherfucker, yeah. Jack, what do you make real quick before we move on about there was a viral clip saying that AD says he hadn't shot the ball since April 5th. And I try to explain to people, I mean, everyone has routines where they take, 6 to 8 weeks off, sometimes longer. Some motherfuckers don't work out in the summer at all. Everyone was really giving him a hard time that he hadn't really shot the ball since the beginning of April. And I think obviously it was because he was hurt most of the year. But what do you make of his comment, being someone who some summers you worked out, some summers you didn't, about he hasn't really worked out or shot the ball since April 5th?
Man, I always keep it funky, and that's why our show is the realest because we keep it super funky. Man, I didn't work out like Bron and Kobe and them, but I hooped. I was in the gym hooping. I played pickup almost every day. I was in the high or not high, drunk or not, or hungover or whatever. But I hooped all summer long, and that was my working out. And really, for some players, long as you stay connected to the game, long as you hooping, that's the way to keep your timing. But staying away from the game from April to now, that says a lot about his love for the game, bro. There's no way in the world, Matt. There's nowhere in the world when I was that age could I not go at least 4 to 5 days a week without hooping.
I think the way I look at it is just, whether guys have the routine, and he says he has a certain routine, which I respect, but bro, that routine hasn't been working. No, he was a killer. I saw some footage the other day in the finals. And obviously, because so much shit happens, we forget how good people were in certain spaces. He was a killer in that finals against Miami. Absolute killer, but he just hasn't been able to stay on the court, but from the outside looking in, you would just think, man, I missed so much time last year. I can't wait to shoot the ball. I can't wait to even if I'm just spot shot shooting or form shooting or whatever kind of shooting, I haven't played in so long. I can't just wait. I can't wait. But again, guys are different. We just hope that we get to see a healthy Anthony Davis next year, because Bron is definitely going to need it. On the Radar, presented to you by DraftKings. Let's take a look at this Game 6's over and under. Potential closeout game. Will we get to see the legendary Game 6 Clay? We shall see. Let's take a look. Jayden Brown, over 23.5 points is minus 125. Under 23.5 points, plus 105. What do you see Jaylen Brown doing in this pivotal Game 6 on his floor?
No, I see him getting 23 or better. Not even a question. I think he's gonna have a good game, but I still think they're gonna lose.
Has to. I would agree. I think Jaylen Brown is going to come with it next game. Jason Tatum, over under 28.5 is his over is plus 100. His under is minus 120.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go 28. I think he'll get 30, 35 points, but like I said, with an L.
I agree. I think both these guys, I think all four of these guys are going to have big games. Game 6, and it's going to make it a great game. Next up, Klay Thompson. His over 20.5 points is minus 105. His under is minus 115. Game 6, Klay could be in Boston. What do you see?
Mandatory. Game 6, Klay. He finished off with some good shots, with some big shots at the end of Game 5. We will see Game 6, Klay. He's going to have a big game. I say 35 points or better.
Ooh, shit. I'm just waiting for the game for both these and for Steph. Steph is obviously next for Steph. I want to see Jaylen Brown and Tatum go off, and I want to see Steph and Klay go off and let the best squad win. Last but not least, the favorites to win the finals, his first finals MVP. If Golden State can close it out, Steph Curry. Over 29.5 is plus 100. Under 29.5 is minus 120. Let me guess. Everybody's over.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game. We both was trying to figure out when they both was going to have a big game. This is the one. Game 6 to close it out, raising the trophy in Boston.
We shall see. Shout out DraftKings. Closing thoughts. Unfortunate situation happened to our brother Montrezl, where he got caught with 3 pounds of cannabis in a traffic stop in May in Kentucky. He's facing real jail time because they said they had the intent to distribute. And I shot a tweet out after that, just kind of basically letting them know how kind of stuff like that works. First of all, packs aren't even really moving like that. I know this is not a cannabis podcast, but you're getting $800 to $1,200 if you're lucky for a pack. This dude is making, 15, 17 million. He wasn't trying to sell that measly 3 pounds of weed. He was smoking that shit. That's what my tweet was. I was like, this is weak. 3 pounds is a summertime smoke. Pound a month is how we used to burn. Because you got to think it's not just him, it's the homies. They're going to smoke probably a pound a month. And they'll be, they'll smoke that right up into the season. So, unfortunate situation. What do you think about this?
Praying for my bro. I know too many people been in this situation. It's bullshit. We smoke. Basketball players smoke. It's legal in the league. So, I mean, just be easy on that man. You know what I mean? Like I said, like you said, bro, he wasn't trying to sell it. Bro, we smoke like that. So, hopefully I can be lenient on that man.
But what scares me is it's in Kentucky. And, there's a lot of racism and a lot of Trumpers out there. And they immediately see, oh, my God, 3 pounds of weed, you got to be trying to sell it. But no, that's just, that's a summertime for us. So, again, praying for our brother. Hopefully he gets through this and will be ready for training camp this upcoming season. We should light one up for Montrez. You got something rolled up over there?
Man, hey, listen, I couldn't wait.
Light one up for him, bro.
Light one up a Trev.
Hope you get through this. We know what you was trying to do. So
and this is the message, man. This is the message right here. I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 people you ask about Trez, no, he wasn't trying to harm nobody or profit off no 3 pounds of weed. We smoke together, away from all of it. We deal with a lot, especially, the type of guys we are in the media. We deal with a lot with being misunderstood and stuff like that. So smoking is our way to get away from this shit. This man got a podcast now. The podcast doing good. So please understand and try to understand our culture. See, I benefit so much off of it. You should understand that all we do is smoke and just chill, bro. We ain't making.
But that's why I wish that the guidelines on this were just more updated and people understood. I mean, I think if these lawmakers knew what the market was doing right now, they would know that he can't get no money off this 3 pounds anyway. But there's just such outdated rules to shit. But I get it, man. So praying for you, bro.
Yes, sir.
You got to come sit down on the show once you get through this, and we're going to rap about it. You can catch What's Burning every week on Showtime Basketball YouTube.
And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Show Basketball. Our people.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
I came here because my choice was simple. Live or die.
My species is dying.
Why are you telling me this?
You are vital to the mission.
Go. Take him. Now.